Most parents don't realize this, but one small sign in your baby can tell you a lot about their future. And the scary part is, by the time most people notice it, it's already too late. Right now, as you're watching this, I want you to think about your baby for just a moment, because what I'm about to show you is something most parents completely ignore. There was a mother, Sarah, just like any other parent. She believed her baby was perfectly fine, healthy, calm, quiet. But what she didn't know was, sometimes, quiet doesn't always mean normal. In fact, studies show that early signs of developmental delay often appear in very small ways that are easy to miss. At first, Sarah noticed something small. Her baby didn't make much eye contact. When she smiled, he didn't always smile back. When she called his name, sometimes there was no reaction, but she ignored it, because like most parents, she told herself the same thing. Every baby grows differently. He'll catch up. It's too early to worry. And honestly, that's exactly what most people do. But here's something most parents don't know. The human brain develops faster in the first year than at any other time in life. That means small delays early on can turn into bigger problems later. And the worst part is, those early signs don't look dangerous. They don't feel urgent. They feel normal. That's why they get ignored. Now, I want you to imagine this. You're sitting with your baby. You call their name. You smile. You try to connect. But there's no strong reaction. No eye contact. No excitement. No engagement. Just silence. At first, you might think it's nothing. But what if that silence is actually telling you something? Because according to child development experts, babies usually start making eye contact within the first couple of months. They respond to faces. They follow movement. They try to connect, even without words. It's one of the earliest signs that your baby is learning and developing. But when that connection is missing, it can be a signal, a quiet one, but an important one. And this is exactly where Sarah made her biggest mistake. She noticed it, but she didn't act on it, because everything else seemed fine. Her baby wasn't crying much. He wasn't fussy. He was just calm, too calm. And that's something people rarely talk about. Sometimes an easy baby isn't always a good sign, because active babies explore, they react, they move, they respond. But when a baby seems distant or less engaged, it's something you should never ignore. And then something else happened. A moment so small, but so important that it changed everything later. One day, Sarah picked up a toy. She moved it slowly in front of her baby's eyes.
Sweetie, look at
Bright
Mama.
colors, gentle movement,
Look right here.
waiting for a reaction. But there wasn't one,
Honey,
not the way she expected.
can you look at me?
The baby looked, but
Sweetheart,
didn't really follow,
to Mommy.
didn't engage, didn't react. And in that moment, something inside her felt off. She couldn't explain it, but she felt it. That small doubt, that quiet feeling that something wasn't right. And if you've ever felt that before, you know exactly what that feels like. Because as a parent, you can sense things before anyone else does. But here's the problem. Most people ignore that feeling. They push it away. They wait. They hope things will change, just like Sarah did. But what happened next is something most parents are not prepared for. And it starts with another sign that almost everyone misses. Days passed, and that small doubt never really went away. Sarah tried to ignore it. She kept telling herself, he'll be fine. He just needs time. But deep inside, she knew something wasn't right. And then another sign appeared. Her baby wasn't making sounds. No babbling, no playful noises, no attempts to communicate. Just silence. And here's something most parents don't know. By a few months, babies usually start making small sounds. They experiment with their voice. They respond to people. It's one of the earliest signs that their brain is developing normally. But when that sound is missing, it's not something you should ignore. Still, Sarah waited. Because waiting feels safer than facing the truth. Weeks turned into months. Her baby grew, but the signs stayed the same. No strong eye contact, no clear response, no active engagement. And then, one day, everything changed. She called his name again, a little louder this time, hoping this time he would respond. But there was nothing, no movement, no reaction, just the same silence. And in that moment, her heart sank, because now it was no longer a doubt. It was real. That was the moment she knew. This wasn't normal. This wasn't just a phase. Something was wrong. And that's when she finally did what she should have done months ago. She went to see a doctor. Sitting in that room, holding her baby tightly, her mind was full of questions, full of fear, but also hope. Hope that everything would be okay. Hope that she was just overthinking. But then, the doctor finished the checkup, paused for a moment, and said something that no parent ever wants to hear. You should have come earlier. That one sentence hit harder than anything, because suddenly, everything made sense. All those small signs, all those moments she ignored, they were never small. They were warnings. And this is something every parent needs to understand. Early signs don't look serious. They don't feel urgent, but they matter. Because the first year of life is the most important stage of brain development, and delays caught early can be managed, improved, even prevented from getting worse. But delays ignored can grow silently and become much harder to deal with later. This is not about fear. This is about awareness. Because right now, you have something incredibly powerful. Time. Time to notice. Time to act. Time to protect your baby's future. You don't need to panic, but you should never ignore what you see. Watch your baby carefully. Notice the small things, the eye contact, the response, the sounds, because sometimes the smallest signs tell the biggest story. And if something feels off, trust that feeling. Check early. Ask questions. Take action. Because what you do today can change everything tomorrow. So take a moment, right now, look at your baby, and ask yourself one simple question. Is everything really normal? Because the answer to that question might be more important than you think. And the choice you make next could shape your child's future forever.